Hello, heathens! 2025 is almost upon us. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I'm going to be doing my 25 for 2025. I've seen various people do this. I like it. I am jumping on the bandwagon. But I like the idea of picking 25 books that I am definitely, and you can come for me if I don't, that I'm definitely going to read in 2025. A lot of these books are ones I'm really excited about. They're priority reads. I want to get to them. What I've done is I have put them in like some slight categories. So you'll see sort of like in bunches of 4 and then 5, because we can all do maths. But I kind of have them in sort of loose categories, and I'll just be going through them. I'll tell you what categories. I'm not going to go in depth because there's a lot of books here. So I'll give you sort of a general idea of the synopsis, and obviously you'll see these crop up throughout the year as well on my various monthly TBRs. So grab a drink. Cheers. That's good. Spiced. Grab a snack. I have Lindor. And let's get going. So, right. My first category, it's very snappily titled For the Love of Grimm. So now, if you know, that has a double entendre. So one thing is, I was saying about fairy tales and dark fairy tales is like my favorite thing. So these are all fairy tale inspired reads. But also, I love Grimm from Lightlark. So, you know, For the Love of Grimm. So let's start here. Also, these titles, you'll see I am like, yeah. The Sisters Grimm. This is by Mina van Praag. And I have a real thing for Dutch authors. I tend to love their work. This is a story of 4 sisters Grimm, daughters born to different mothers on the same day, born out of bright white wishing and black-edged desire. That sounds incredible. In 33 days, the sisters will confront their father in a strange other world they go to when they dream. 33 days in which they must discover who they truly are and learn what they can do. 33 days before they must fight for their lives and for those they love. I was like, sold. So this is the first book in a series. So I'm going to be starting another series. And obviously, if I like it, I will purchase the second book. The reason this is all shiny is I actually got this at the library sale for £1. £1 at the library sale. Brilliant. Right, we're making piles down there. Grimm Lovelies by Megan Shepherd. I was talking about my newfound love of Megan Shepherd from the book Malice in my favourite books of the year video. And this is one of her series that she wrote. So I believe this is a YA series. It is to do with the French Revolution, a magical dash through the streets of Paris. And it's kind of like you've got Anouk, who envies the human world. She's the prettiest lavish feasts they have, and she's a beastie in this world. And they live kind of in Paris around sort of the French Revolution era, as far as I can tell. And it's kind of this other world, the sort of magical other world of Paris. And, you know, all of those things, Grimm, Lovelies, Paris, Megan Shepherd, just meant this is going on my list. The next one is Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I have been wanting to read this series forever, and I'm like, 2025 is the time. So this is, again, this is all magic and fairy tale inspired. All magic comes at a price, but love wasn't part of the bargain. So this is so what I'm in the mood for. Cursed by the god of lies, a miller's daughter has developed a talent for storytelling, but are all her talents as false as they appear? When one of Sir Lydia's stories draws the attention of the devastating Earl King, she finds herself swept away into a world of enchantment where ghouls prowl the earth and ravens track her every move. The king locks Sir Lydia? Weird name, in a castle dungeon and orders her to spin straw into gold or be killed for lying. So Rumpelstiltskin is. And then the last one in this category is The Forest Grimm. I'm nothing if not literal. Once Upon a Dark Time. So this is, once upon a dark time, the villagers would whisper their desires to the Book of Fortunes, and its pages would reveal how to obtain them. Then someone used the book for evil, and the branches of the forest Grimm snatched the book away, leaving the village to wither. Now, if anyone dares into the forest, they can never return. Despite the warning from her fortune-teller grandmother, Clara embarks on a journey into the deadly forest to reverse the curse and save her mother and village. Together with her best friend Axel, the boy she's fated never to be with, she intends to accomplish what no one else has done before. I love that. I love the idea that this is a very dark take on, well, Grimm's fairy tales are dark anyway, the original ones, but this just sounds right up my street. So totally in the mood. Then my next category is called Death Becomes Her. A reference to the movie, but also a reference to the fact that these books are all kind of thriller, murder mystery style books. So I'll be back. I can't edit that out. The Beauty of Murder by A.K. Benedict. I actually saw this, I think, like a special edition somewhere, and it was really expensive, and I thought, for a thriller book, and then got this online, Amazon resale for much cheaper. So this is, I believe, kind of a serial killer with all the time in the world. So Stephen Killing has been cold since the day he arrived in Cambridge. 700 years of history, straining the stones of the university, have given him a chill that he can't shake. Then he stumbles across the body of a missing beauty queen, a body that disappears before police arrive. Killing enters the sinister world of Jacamore Grass on the trail that reaches back to the 17th century Cambridge. It's a world of cadavers, tattooists, philosophers, and scholars of deadly beauty. A world where a corpse can be found before someone goes missing, and of a city and a killer that hold many secrets written in blood. Say no more. Say no more. That sounds amazing. Then this one is one that I've seen people recommend that I really wanted to check out. This is called Night Swim. And I believe this is Rachel Crowell is a household name, famous for her true crime podcasts that sent an innocent man free. Now she's back covering a devastating rape trial. So what I loved about this is I think you've got the kind of current day trial and what's happening, but then also the podcast element, which I still love in books. I love kind of a podcast style element. And kind of these two past and present investigations come together. And a lot of people have read this and said it's very, very good. And I think there's another book in this kind of series. So I'm really excited to read that. Then we've got The Dead Girls Club. This is by Angelica Walters. I have had this on my bookshelf for ages. This is one of the books that's literally been sitting on my bookshelf, I think, for years at this point. And when I first got it, I thought, well, this sounds amazing. Also, Dead Girls Club. So it's set in the 90s. In 1991, Heather Cole and her friends were members of the Dead Girls Club. Obsessed with the macabre, the girls exchanged stories about serial killers and imaginary monsters, like the Red Lady, the spirit of a vengeful witch killed centuries before. Heather knew the stories were just that until her best friend Becca began insisting that the Red Lady was real, and she could prove it. That belief got Becca killed. It's been nearly 30 years, but Heather has never told anyone what really happened that night, and that Becca was right that the Red Lady was real. Yes, urban myths, legends, a possible supernatural, and a Dead Girls Club in the 90s. I mean, my kind of thriller. And then the last one in this category is All the Little Liars, and this is by Victoria Selman. I've got another Victoria Selman book as well that I haven't read, so I'm going to read this one first, because again, I think I got this one at Goldsborough Books. Yeah, it's a signed and numbered first and dated first edition. And I've just been meaning to read this. So this kind of reminded me of the Karen Slaughter book. But again, this is California, 2003. A 13-year-old girl disappears from a party at Carlsbad's Turtle Lake. Discovered on the trunk of a nearby cottonwood tree is the word liar graffitied in blood. 3 teenagers went to the lake that night, but only 2 came back. Later, they confessed to murdering their friend. But did they really kill her? And if not, why? And why did they say they did? Again, past, present, future, love that. I think it sounded incredible when I first read the synopsis, so really excited about that. Then, our next category, take a drink, is The Witching Hour. That is a reference to the song, if you like, In This Moment. It is also a reference, and I'm holding a pen because I've written all of this down because I'm old school. It is also a reference to one of my favourite Anne Rice novels. This isn't vampire related, but it is witch related. So I love me with some witches. I've been reading a lot of vampire books lately, and now I'm in the mood for some witches as well. So the first one is this one here. So this is The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. I bought this absolutely beautiful book this year. I think it sounds incredible. It's like dark academia, witches, sworn to be enemies, destined to be each other's undoing, enemies to lovers. It sounded like the perfect book for me, and I still haven't read it. I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't read this. And yeah, as an ethereal, Nicole has the ability to kill any deadly supernatural, but if her power ever awaken, the Wake, the organization that governs supernaturals, would force her to be their loyal huntress or kill her like they did her mother. So this is giving me shades of A Discovery of Witches a little bit. But it just sounds incredible. I don't know why I haven't picked this up. So that one's going to list. Then again, another one, I have to read this in January. This is The Crimson Moth, or The Heartless Hunter, if you're in America, by Kristen Cicerelli. Everybody says this is incredible. This is Enemies to Lovers. This is a story about a witch who's pretending not to be a witch and is kind of like a rebel, and she's helping her fellow witches escape in this world where magic has been outlawed and witches are being killed. And she has like a fake dating relationship with a witch hunter because she's trying to get close to him to find out what he knows, and he's trying to get close to her to find out what she knows because he suspects her of being the Crimson Moth. So it just sounds fantastic. Again, everybody that's read it has said they loved it. The second book is coming out, I think, in February. I might be wrong, but coming out pretty soon. So I need to read this to see if I want to buy the second book and read it. I'm really hoping, because my God, that cover is beautiful. And I've seen the new cover. Oh, cover goals. Then the next one, talking about cover goals, is The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. I think this is one of the most beautiful books, and this is a very special edition, Waterstone special edition. It is so, so, so lovely. It is signed, and I'm really hoping this is going to be as good as it looks on the outside. There's always a before and an after. Before Bell House, before I fell in love, after it took a life. There's no more bond greater than magic. After Emily's father tragically dies, she's forced to live with the only family she has left, an aunt and grandmother in the heart of Savannah, Georgia, in a house as beautiful as it is mysterious. I mean, literally, that was all I read, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. But all is not what it seems with the Bell family. They're hiding a magical secret. When Emily meets the alluring wind, she forms a connection that feels like it was always meant to be, and the spark between them grows more powerful. Her life takes an exhilarating and terrifying turn, but every step closer to him takes her a step further away from her family. Emily will soon find out that blood is always thicker than water. And then the last one, Whispers Most Foul. Again, how gorgeous is that cover? This is by Emma MacDonald. And this is Dark Academia Witch School. Hello. Step through the doors of Dunhollow Academy of Witchcraft, where magic and status means the world and deadly whispers haunt every corridor. So this is about Rose. She's always kind of felt like an outcast in the school, and she kind of keeps her heads in books, which I love. And then something strange is kind of happening, and classmates are turning up dead. So she is going to kind of investigate because she's seeing like ghostly visions of what is going on. And this sounds incredible. I believe this is volume 1. So this is book 1 again in a series. Again, if I like this, I kind of want to continue in it because Witches, Dark Academia, it's very me. So take a drink. Our next category is For the Love of the Fair Folk. Yes. Or For the Love of the Fae Folk. So these are all books that contain fae, because I love fae. I can never get enough of fae. I'm still on that. I will be on that bandwagon forever. So the first one, again, this is one I bought this year. Was really, really excited about it. I haven't gotten to it yet, so 100% need to get to it. A.J. Perry, The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door. This kind of gave me shades of Emily Wilde a little bit. So it said all they needed to break the world was a door and someone to open it. Camford, 1920, gilded and glittering, England's most secret magical academy is no place for Clover, a commoner. She's there only to find a cure for her brother, Matthew, and one of the few survivors of a deadly fairy attack on the battlefield of World War I. When Clover catches the eye of Golden Boy, Alden Lennox Fontaine and his friends, doors that were previously closed to her are flung wide open. But during the summer she spends in Alden's orbit, odd and deadly secrets are unearthed. The consequences will only be truly understood many years later when it's too late. And that, again, it's kind of giving me shades of, oh God, like that TV program with the, the rich English family and like secrets that they're hiding, and it's set in the 1920s. And again, it makes me think of Gatsby, all the things that I love, and the fae and curses. Like, come on. This one, A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. I mean, it has a sword on the cover. It's about fae. That was all I needed to know, but it is. A Feather So Black is a sizzling fantasy romance set in a world of perilous magic and moonlit forests, spinning a seductive tale of a changeling princess, her cursed sister, and the dangerous Fae Lord she must defend to save her family. Yes, it is giving me ACOTAR vibes, and I cannot wait. I beside myself on that one. And then the last one, again, this is the second last one, sorry. This is also the first in a series. It's a bit of a chonker, this one. This is A Kingdom of Exiles by S.B. Nova, and it sounded so, so, so good. Again, I managed to get this on Amazon resale, or marketplace. And it says, once upon a time, there was a coffin, an evil stepmother, and a girl destined for greatness. I mean, literally, you had me at that. Serena Smith is unusual. Growing up as an outcast in a backward village, her life is grim and hard and lonely. Then on her 18th birthday, she's given a magical heirloom and suffers a heartbreaking loss. Still reeling, she's forced into exile, snatched by Fae, and condemned to a lifetime in chains. Dragged to Elder, Fae Kingdom, ruled by the tyrant witch, Serena soon discovers the embers of forbidden love, meets fellow exiles, each with their own secrets. Yes. Yes. Again, giving me like Bristol Keats meets Akatar vibes. All the things I love. Then this one, Law of the Wilds. This is by Annalie Sabrana. This cover is gorgeous. Gorgeous. This is also Fae. As far as, oh my God, look at the back of that. Oh, God, I hope this is good because, man, that cover's nice. A library with a deadly enchantment, a Fae lord who wants in, a human woman willing to risk it all for a taste of power. In a land ruled by ruthless Fae, 21-year-old Law's village is trapped in a forest prison. Law knows that any escape is futile. Her scars are testament to her past failures, but when her village is threatened, Law makes a desperate deal with the Fae lord. Oh yes. She convinces him that she will risk her life for wealth, but really she's after the one thing the Fae covet above all else, a magic of her own. As Law navigates the hostile world outside of her village, she's forced to rely on 2 Fae males to survive. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she's not just in danger of losing her life, but also her heart to the very creatures she can never trust. And I also believe this is a white choose, or like a love triangle. So yes. Right. Our next category. Oh, the horror. I need to drink less. So this next category is kind of horror, thriller, gothic-y vibes. So the first one, The Deep, Al Makatsu. I've read The Hunger. Yeah, that was a time. And this is a kind of alternate horror take on the Titanic. Something is haunting the Titanic. And kind of that's all. I mean, look at that cover, right? That's all I kind of want to need to know. I don't want to know more before going into this, but I just thought that sounded amazing, and I love the supernatural take on the Titanic. The next one is The Black Feathers by Rebecca Netley. I have another Rebecca Netley book over there, so I'm really hoping I'm going to like this. And this is described as a chilling gothic thriller. Annie Stonehouse has been married a year when she first sets her eyes on Gordbridge, her husband Edward's foreboding Yorkshire estate. It fills her with apprehension. Already, Crimson Peak. Warned as a place of ill omen, she discovers hints of Edward's deceased first wife and child, a subject her new husband will not discuss. Rebecca. Iris, Edward's sister, prowls the house and talks of communing with spirits. Black feathers, she claims, are a sign left by ghosts. But what are they doing at Guardbridge? Annie feels watched, she feels threatened. The house and its feathers frighten her. But what should she fear more? The ghosts trapped by the past, or the living desperate to be free? My perfect gothic thriller horror. Then this book. I came across this by accident. It just sounded so damn good and unusual, and I'm really hoping it's going to be good. So first of all, this cover is stunning. I love the simplicity of it. It's The Boatman's Daughter by Andy Davidson. And it says, ever since her father was killed when she was just a child, Miranda Crabtree's kept her head down and her eyes up, ferrying contraband for a mad preacher and his declining band of followers to make ends meet and protect an old witch and a secret child from harm. So already that just sounds incredible. But dark forces are at work in the bayou, I'm hoping this is in Louisiana, both human and supernatural, conspiring to disrupt the rhythms of Miranda's peculiar and precarious life. And when the preacher makes an unthinkable demand, it sets Miranda on a desperate, dangerous path, forcing her to consider what she's willing to sacrifice to keep her loved ones safe. With the heady, so then there's just people saying it sounds a bit like Neil Gaiman and Joe Hill, and I just think that it just sounds so intriguing. I feel like this may be one of those genre-busting horrors, which I'm just loving at the moment, so I cannot wait to read that. That just sounds incredible. And then this one here is, I forgot that I had this book, and I saw it on my shelf and I was like, you know what, I really want to read it. So this is The Witch and the Well by Camilla Bruce. I read the other Camilla Bruce, which is You Let Me In, a few years ago, and I remember liking it. I'll be honest, I don't really remember the story that much, but I remember, I look at the cover and I'm like, I like that. And this is Once Upon a Time, the people of F did something bad. Schoolteacher Catherine Evans has dedicated herself to writing the definitive account of how Elspeth Clark drowned. Some locals don't want the past raked up, but she's determined to shine a light upon the shameful event. Because Elspeth was an innocent, shunned by rumours and ill wishes, someone has to speak up for her, and who better than Catherine, who has suffered the sting and hurt of such whisperings. But then a childhood friend returns. Eileen is a celebrity and influencer, successful author who declares it her intention to write a book about the long-dead woman. Appalled, Catherine feels she has no option but to blunt her rival's pen. Before the summer is over, one woman will be dead and the other accused of murder. But is she guilty, or are there other forces at work? And who was Elspeth Clark really? An innocent, a witch, or something else entirely? So The Witch in the Well. How good does that sound? How good does that sound? Take a drink. My last category is, oh my God, these books are pretty. These books are pretty. I am so shallow. But it's true. These books are pretty. And they also have a lot of themes that I like. So the first one is Where the Dark Stands Still. And this is Who's This by A.B. Poronek. A cursed forest, a twisted bargain, a love eternal. Once upon a time, in a forest of tangled secrets, a wild girl and a broken boy fell in love. And that is all I need to know, because it sounds beautiful. It is the dark fairy tale of my dreams. And how incredible is the cover of this book? It's just pretty. And I want to read the pretty book. The next one, talking about pretty, I had this in my book haul. This Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eru is stunning. This is the Waterstone special edition, which is beautiful. They do a special edition of this in like gold. It's insane. I mean, look at those end papers. Look at that shot. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. So I believe this is Dark Academia. Can love overcome fate? And it basically says, you know, the most dangerous kind of villain, a woman with nothing left to lose. In a world ruled by the stars, cruel and merciless gods, Elara has been cursed by fate. The prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but it'll kill them both. When the star of wrath and war descends to hunt Elara, the neighbouring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home, the kingdom of night, to Helios, the kingdom of light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. There, Elara is forced to either let Prince Lorenzo train her into a weapon, worthy of battling against the tyrannical reign of the stars, or to accept her fate. But there are shadows even within the Kingdom of Light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past, and the ancient magic that slumbers in Elara's veins, and with it all the undeniable star-crossed pull between them. This is getting read ASAP, because it just sounds like my perfect romantasy book. I thought it was Dark Academia, but it's not. It's just, it's just beautiful. Let's put that one down carefully. Then the next one that's, just beautiful, is The Last Hours Between Worlds. This is Melissa Caruso. This one, again, look at that. That's a very, Waterstones, I have to say, are killing it with the special, there's nothing on the, but they are killing it with the beautiful special editions at the moment. And this one is follow a star investigator and her rival as they journey through layers of reality to save the world as we know it. And I don't want to read too much about this because I don't want to know too much. This is sort of like a Portal time travel kind of murder mystery fantasy. And I just think it sounds incredible. Yeah, fantasy adventure full of magic, mystery, and mind-bending, full of murder, magic, and mind-bending fantasy. And I just feel like it's just going to be good. And this book is stunning. So I can't not. Almost there. Last two books, I promise. Blood of Hercules. This is by Jasmine Mass. Again, hello. This is stunning. It's beautiful. Look at that. I saw this and I treated myself to this. Dangerous Sweet. I love that. This, I believe, is White Shoes. This is a take on kind of Hercules, so like Roman mythology. Step into the Colosseum at the Spartan War Academy, where monsters are made, immortality is won, and even a god can die. Alexis Hurt isn't a hero, and she certainly isn't a god. All she's ever been is a survivor. The fates disagree. Oh yeah. When a blood test leads to admittance at the Spartan War Academy, she'll have to do more than merely survive. Alexis will have to claim her birthright, immortality. But immortality is a privilege, one earned in the crucible of the academy, where the heroes are villains and classroom battles. With unyielding gladiators, Achilles and Patro hone her into a warrior. The two brooding heirs to the underworld haunt her steps and her thoughts. This is a White Shoes. Apparently it is fantastic. I've heard quite a few booktubers who I really love and whose taste is similar to mine say they love this. So I cannot wait to read that. Again, that will be read fairly quickly because also the sequel's coming out next year. So if that's good. And then the last, oh, it's so pretty, and I don't know why I haven't read this book yet, is Joanne Harris's The Moonlit Market. I bought this the minute it came out because, seriously, like, how stunning is this? Also, this is everything I want in a book. Fairy stories matter. They're how we understand what's true. So this is why I'm ending on this book, because my whole year is going to be about fairy tales and fairy stories. And I completely agree with that. I think fairy stories help us process what's actually happening in the world in a way that makes it more magical. So, orphaned, lonely, and lost in his photography work, Tom has no intention of falling in love, and yet love finds him in the shape of the beautiful Vanessa, who lives in a dangerous double life in the heart of London's King's Cross. Tom's pursuit of Vanessa leads him to discover an alternate world hidden among the streets and rooftops of London, and inhabited by strange and colourful beings. In this mysterious realm, two ancient factions, one of night, one of day, have waged war for centuries over forbidden love and a long-lost prince of sun and starlight. But then Tom finds a secret market that appears only in moonlight, where charms and spells are bought with memories. He starts to wonder whether he's been there before. And that is that on that. So thank you so much. Let me know if you have any of these books on your TBR, if you're planning to read any of them. And happy 2025. I will speak to you all very soon. Bye.